Okay. Oh crap. Okay, I am live. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Excuse the sound in the back because I do have a fish bowl. Well, a fish tank. So that's why it's so loud. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So I do want to start a discussion regarding Stranger Things, which is my favorite series on Netflix as of right now, only because it has a personal connection for me. Like when it came out, I was like going through some things and it like matched up perfectly with what I was going through. And it's like crazy because I was like 19 years old. And like the song, I wrote a song actually called Stranger Things. I swear to God, I did. And it's like, I'll go into the type of music I made after this, but that's irrelevant to the point. I made a song named Stranger Things. And then like a couple months later, I go on Netflix and I see like, oh shit, there's a show called Stranger Things. Like I swear to God, I hadn't seen it. I made the song before the show was like actually broadcasted on Netflix. I swear I did. But I see that the show is there. I'm like, okay, what is this show about? I turn on the show and I watch it and I'm like, okay, this is around what I'm into, like science fiction and whatnot. I love science fiction videos, science fiction movies and everything. It's the writing behind it. Like for you to write science fiction, like you really gotta have a very imaginative mind. And it's like people who have a very imaginative mind are people who are very similar to me and like the way that they are just because I have a very imaginative mind. Like if you could write science fiction, then that means that you sat up at night when you were a child thinking like, what the hell is all of this? Because you understand reality, but you realize that okay, that is what it is, but there's something else. And when you start to think like that, especially at a young age, and then you become a creative and an artist and you start to write, that means that you are a special type of person. So the Duffer brothers, first of all, they're twins. Just right off the bat, that already makes them unique. So you know, like they have some creativity behind them. So, anyways, 2019, and this show drops. I'm like, what is this show? Okay, Stranger Things. I watch it, and first of all, what got me is that I love content, media, movies, TV shows that take place in a different time period. Because, like, bitch, if you like me, okay, no, that's not even my personality. I'm sorry. This is so awkward. This is my first time being on live on YouTube, by the way. So, but if you into like that type of stuff, that means you believe in time travel and that is possible. Even if you think it's not possible, you still believe in the idea of it. So it's like, first of all, I want to introduce the time travel aspect in Stranger Things. I think that was in season 4, actually, is when they revealed that if you open a gate in a different time, like in the past, that you have the opportunity for you to, like, you know, go back in time to where the gate was open. So, like, that's what's so fucking crazy. So, like, in this season of Stranger Things, they have to go back in the time that you can go back in time. Go back to the aspect that you could go back in time because, like, if you could go back in time, that just makes a whole lot more possibilities. Like, when was the very first gate open? They always talk about the first gate open in Hawkins, but they never talk about the first gate open, period. Because, like, how was Henry sent back there by Elle if, like, he hadn't already been there? There had to have been some personal connection to that place in order for him to, like, go back there. You know what I mean? Like, when she, like, basically banished him when it was, like, in the facility, like, he went back there to wherever that was, and that's how he became that thing. But they still never explain like what the motive is or how he got his powers in the first place. Like, did he make all those children the way that they are? Like, did he sleep with all their mothers, and is that like why they like had children that had powers? Okay, I see what you're saying. Time travel wasn't a thing. The upside down was frozen in time, not going back in time. Well, then that means other gates could be frozen in that time that they were open. So that just proves my point, though. So, like, yeah, no, that's a good point of view, though. So, like, after that, What I'm thinking though is like they're gonna have to explain the actual motive of Vecna, because like, so is this an agenda he had before he even turned into Vecna, or was this something he decided to do once he was in that world for a while and just was like, okay, I have a plan to like get back at humanity for being different than I am, or like some crap like that. Like, it doesn't really explain it so far, so they're gonna have to speak on that. I did see an interview on YouTube where they were like, this season is supposed to explain everything that like it's supposed to explain everything that happened so far, like explain, like close a lot of loose ends. That's what they said. But like, I don't think it's going to if they don't explain the origin of the powers, the motive of Vecna, how the motive of Vecna even occurred in the first place. You know, if they don't explain that, then I'm not gonna be satisfied with the ending of it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I was happening to like, why was 6? Oh my God. Y'all funny. Okay. Oh my goodness. But speaking of whatever you saying, oh my goodness, y'all hilarious. So 8, by the way, I knew 8 was gonna show up again, because why you gonna introduce her into 8 and then have her not come back up in the show? They were gonna have to bring her back, because what is the purpose of her being even showed or being a character in the story? Because like if she's a character in the story, and it's like at this point the whole show was written to like showcase Elle, by the way. Like at this point in the story, when she meets 8, it's about showing Elle having self-discovery and discovering herself and whatever, which helped with her growth and ultimately like strengthens her powers. Like that was the whole point of her meeting 8, was that self-discovery. But then at the end you see that 8 goes off by herself. Like what makes her more insignificant than Elle, besides the fact that Elle was like introduced first in the story? They both have powers. And by the way, 8's powers are raw as hell. Have you noticed that she can like telepathically make people see what she wants them to see? Like that's raw. So just imagine, she has like a power of illusion. Elle has like a power of telekinesis in a sense. And she has like an energy force type power in her at the same time. But 8 is still raw. So I knew she was gonna show back up in the story. Like behind that door, like I wasn't surprised that was actually 8. Like I wasn't surprised at all. Not even a little bit. But I think my prediction is now, my prediction is, you may not agree with me, but I'm really good at movies. I swear that I am. Will 8 and 11 are all going to go against Vecna. That's what's going to happen. They're all going to go against Vecna. Okay. And Max, by the way, I knew she was probably stuck somewhere, because like, you're not dead. What's the point of keeping you in a coma just for you to die immediately? Like there has to be a use for you in the writing. So that means that Max was always going to be alive somewhere else. So I think she's gonna make it back to her body. But then in return, I think that Caleb is gonna die. If Max lives, Caleb is gonna die. There's no way both of them are gonna be alive. I say Caleb, that's his real name. What's his name in the movie? Lucas. Lucas, yeah. I think that Lucas is probably gonna die. If Max lives, Lucas is gonna die. Will, Elle, and 8 are gonna go against Vecna. I think that they are going to be triumphant. Like they are going to win. However, I think a few people are gonna die. They have to, or it's gonna change in some drastic way. Like they can't end this on a shy note now. Like we've seen it all at this point. All the movies out, all the years of writing and content and creation, video creation, everything, books, stories. Like we've seen it all, we heard it all. So they're gonna have to end this in a way that's going to be satisfactory, at least. I am counting on the Duffer Brothers to come up with something, or to have come up with something, because they can't undo it now. I mean, well, they can. They haven't actually, released it yet. But they have to do well, and they have to answer all of those things. So, what is that? I think it's what, Christmas Eve is when it comes out. I'm gonna be watching it on Christmas Eve. We're gonna come back and talk about my prediction. I have a lot more about this story actually. The story of Stranger Things, like this book, whatever. I don't quote me. Anyway, sorry. I just love the show. So, coming back Christmas Eve, we're gonna see exactly what happens, and I'm gonna do another live, and then we're gonna speak on if I was right or not. And then I can tell you if I think that was good writing or not, because I think I am a credible critic because I love this shit. All right, that's it. I'm gonna end it. I don't know how to fucking